Hello, my name's Fox, and I'm 9-Bit Fox. Also, new tripod. Because my old one, which, I'm not gonna lie, probably has seen better days. And isn't really the greatest. It was good. I had a better one. I had another one before this, but it broke, and then I started using this one for my backup, and I just kept using this one, and so hopefully I shouldn't be needing to adjust this anymore. But in any case, Amphibia, the first temple. It is a long time coming, and finally we're getting more, like, into the story. We're getting a little bit more of stuff like, again, the first temple, the Calamity Box, and we show more Marcy and stuff like that. Also, another thing that, and I'm liking this, is, again, my biggest concern, or the biggest thing that I kind of, like, was, like, either wary about or didn't kind of like about Amphibia, that kind of kept it down a little, is that it felt like it was going too slowly. Like, the story was progressing way too slowly for much. Like, but now I feel like, yeah, it's picking up more. Though now I have new concerns. But I'll get to those in a minute. First off, before any of that happens, because when I started recording, because I recorded DVR, I always record, like, maybe, like, 5 minutes before the actual show starts. I set it to start recording 5 minutes before, because I've watched shows before. They're like, oh, yeah, so we're going to start at 6 o'clock. Starts at, like, 5:50, and it's like, well, fuck. But, so they have the big greens on, and there's just a really funny bit. It's kind of like the opening of the Owl House, where you have, Azura shooting the rocket launcher at the giant snake, and the snake gets hit, and the snake goes, oh no, my weakness, dying! Although this was funnier, I actually think, because it's the same thing, it's the same thing, it's a witch fighting some kind of, it's like, I guess, an ending of a TV show that the two liked. But it's the ending of a TV show, or movie or whatever, and a witch goes, I will defeat you! Then the demon goes, no, but I'm your father! And it goes, and then the witch goes, you may be my father, but I'm about to be an orphan! And then kills him. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I love the line, but holy shit, that's freaking, I'm like, what the hell? That's funny as hell. Oh, God, but yeah, so that was just something, it's not part of Amphibia, but yeah. But, yeah, so, that happened. Let's see here. Okay, basically, again, like, don't know the setup. Marcy finally comes to the Wood on back of a giant sparrow, which probably would have been very helpful to get from point A to point whatever. Help the planners, but anyways. Travels there. First off, sees the house, says, oh, is this like 2nd century building? So, you know, it's saying that the house is old. Again, that's foreshadowing setup. Let's see. Also, Marcy said, Anne goes, wow, are we ready for the first temple? And Marcy's like, yeah. And I'm like, didn't we know this last time when she sent a letter? But beside that, basically they go to the temple. They head to the temple, and then basically one thing that I first like about this is that there are still residual feelings from Hop Pop's betrayal, which, like, the last time I saw something like this was Steven Universe, when Pearl lied to Garnet to fuse all those times, and, like, that was, like, literally like a season-long kind of thing that happened. I do like how this show is kind of doing that. I do like that, because a lot of shows, especially, you know, before I feel like before Adventure Time, I'm gonna say that. I'm not saying like all of them were like that, but I'm sure like some animes and other stuff like that. But I feel like Adventure Time was one where I was like, yeah, we can have residual effect from other episodes kind of pass through the thing. And this show is something similar to that as well. Like, again, like, Anne doesn't fully forgive Hop Pop. She doesn't know what'll help her forgive him, but she's, you know, she's still like she still feels basically betrayed. And I like that, because at one point I even like what Anne says. She's like, you can stop pretending I'm part of the family, which, again, hurts pretty hard, because, yeah, like, throughout the entire show, and one thing that I love about it is that, yeah, Hop Pop and, like, Spring and Polly, there's Anne's family. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no, like, vagueness. And I love the found family thing. And, like, even though, like, I don't know if the Owl House will ever like, have Ida adopt Luz, unless it ends with her marrying Camilla. I don't know, but, like, I love that found family as well, and I do probably prefer that one more, I don't know. But I love the Owl House. But I do like in this one, they're like, no, yeah, like, Hop Pop goes, oh, no, yeah, she's my grandkid. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like in that one episode that, like, I didn't really like, he was exploring Utopia, where Hop Pop just goes, yeah, those are my grandkids. And, like, he does mean and, too. He's like, yeah, that's my grandkid. That's my human grandkid. And stuff like that. Like, that's cool. I like that. It's just, like, straight up, like, yeah, like, again, like, I'll say up and down, like, yeah, Ida adopted Luz and all that stuff because she did. But, like, they never straight, like, say it to your face kind of thing. I guess it's kind of the idea of, like, hinting, like, when you have a gay character, but you're only hinting at they're gay, and they never just straight say it. When, like, you have something like Kipo, where like, Benson just goes, yeah, he's gay. And it's just like, where Benson just says he's straight gay, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, I think it's kind of something similar to that. Like, I still love the Owl House for what they're doing, and their found family thing, especially because you slowly see as Ida slowly is basically becoming a better mother for Luz. And I like that. That's cool. And again, this one, but, like, this one is just, like half a season in, or I guess it took season 2 still, but still, like, it's just like, that's my granddaughter, and like, you know, Anne does seem hurt. She's like, well, you cared about them more to protect them and leave me stranded here forever, and, you know, it brings up some issues, and I'm like, yeah, this is good writing. I like this. There's no easy answer here. There's no, you know, like that. Like, Hop Pop did screw up, and he's trying to make amends. And, like, they don't know even, like, if they can make amends or how they would make amends. So, I like that. Another lesson that's kind of happening on is, like, when they get to the temple, like, Anne's like, Marcy, you have to be focused, but pay attention. Because Marcy will get in the zone and then start screwing it and basically just focus on one thing and one thing only. And basically get tunnel vision. And it's screwed up Anne multiple times before, all in one day, apparently, at one point. And also, Marcy was playing the Nintendo Switch, or the Disney Amphibia version of it. But yeah, so that was a thing. Like, also, I was like, there's like 3. Yeah, there's 3 basically they got to go to the temple, solve 3 riddles or 3 puzzles, and they can then recharge the Mind Stone or the Intelligence Stone. And the thing though about that is, like, when I was after the second, I think it's the second puzzle, I was looking at it and I'm like, why the hell was this so hard for other, because Marcy says, yeah, no one has ever beaten this temple. I'm like, how is it that hard? And then I remembered that the first test is a literal puzzle box, which I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. I haven't beaten a Rubik's Cube. I need to look up how to do it, because I know it's like turn, 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 turn. Like, if you want to like line them all up specifically, it's like a certain sequence. It's obviously a certain sequence, but like there's a specific one that, like, it's like, all right, you need it here, just turn, 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 something like that. It'd be funny if that's actually correct. But yeah, so basically, like, the first one does a puzzle box where she's in a magnetic field and has to do, like, spin the block around. Nearly beats the hell out of her friends, because, like, as she turns the box, everyone else is getting, like, thrown around. So eventually, boom, okay, they get through. Second one is one where they have to step on a tile. Like, one has to step on a green tile, which also the 3 colors of the 3 stones. Like, red was fire, which I guess would be, like, I think, isn't it power? Red is power, and then blue is heart, because that's what Anne's is. But yeah, so Marcy stepped on the green one. They needed someone else to step on the green one. That's when Anne and Hop Hop had a bit of a confrontation where they're like how I was like, no, Anne, I have to do this to protect you guys. She's like, no, you don't. You need to protect Spring and Polly. Leave allowed it, and basically Anne forces Hop Hop off and then jumps away and jumps down, nearly getting herself killed. But you know, you see a little bit more of all that kind of going on. I like that. That's cool. I'm liking that stuff. And then the last one, like, this is a trope that's in a few cartoons. Like, the earliest that I can remember it from is Ultimate Muscle. And if you don't know what Ultimate Muscle is, that is an anime from the early 2000s, maybe the early 90s, where it was basically what Naruto is to ninjas, Ultimate Muscle is for wrestlers. It's an anime about ninjas, but they're magical. It's like an anime about wrestlers, but they're magical, or space, whatever. It's very much, I think, inspired by Dragon Ball Z as well. But yeah, like there was a bad guy in that where like he's like, I'm a giant chess piece. That's my whole gimmick. I'm a knight and I can move an L and this. And then the main character's like, well, I'm taking one of your pieces. I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna become some cool chess piece. And he becomes a pawn. And he can barely move. That was, I think, the first time I've seen it. And I've seen chess, like things like that, throughout more media since then. But I also always love that idea. And I don't know, something about the game of chess I always really like the strategy of that, especially when it's the fantasy version of chess, where it's like, yes, this chess piece has a special ability, and this chess piece, monster chess from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. I love that idea. They never, I think, made an actual version of it, which kind of sucks. But that's an idea and that's probably why I like Dungeon Dice Monsters as well, kind of. It's similar. But yeah, so, and also Disgaea, because Disgaea is pretty much monster chess, but beside the point. Yeah, so basically they did the whole thing, but each of the main cast gets put into one of the game pieces, but Aang gets put on the other game piece. They play. Some pieces get the shit beat out of them, like Hot Pop, which I'm like, alright, other pieces die in one hit. Hot Pop gets beaten multiple times. Maybe that's the Bishop's special ability. I don't know. Basically the idea is defeat the other person, but Marcy slowly figures out, like, oh no, like, wait, what the hell am I doing? Because she's getting her friends hurt. She has to then basically give up and knock her own piece over on like the giant board, which reveals, yes, that's the true meaning, obviously, that you need to protect your friends. They go to this random outhouse outside, and it turns out, oh no, that's actually the magic temple where you need to put the gem. Before I get to that bit, I was just thinking about it. But yeah, basically then like they put. How did they put the gem in? Not what they do, but not yet. When they brought up the outhouse, and it's like, I was like, this temple looks weird, and they showed an outhouse, and I'm like, no, that's not the temple, this is the temple. They showed the temple, I'm like, that looks cool. And then, like, Sprig goes, wait, but what's in here? Oh, it's just a toilet. Closed it, and I'm like, why the hell did he have to go check what an outhouse was? And now I'm kicking myself in the ass. I'm like, god damn, that was foreshadowing. That was foreshadowing. It's like, okay, they're doing that. That way, like, when we come back to it later, it's like, we see all the magic runes and shit on the walls, and, like, we see, as the shitter opens up, it has a little pedestal. But then Marcy takes the gem from one of the boxes, places it there. You see the magic drain from Marcy's eyes and go into the jewel, and the jewel shines, and now it's green again. So they have new Calamity Jewel, which I want to say, like, I hope this show uses its 3 seasons well. Because here's the thing about Disney, and, like, I didn't notice this until Wander Over Yonder happened, and then someone pointed it out. Disney only, for animated series, Disney only makes, or at least orders, 3 seasons of those shows. 3 seasons. That's why Gravity Falls ended in 3 seasons, but also why their seasons are, like, kind of long and kind of, like, space between. They only have 3 seasons to basically get everything out before, whatever story, plot development, everything. They have 3 seasons to set it up. Wander Over Yonder, for some reason, only got 2, and I'm like, why? We got Kid Cosmic, but still, like, I would have liked to end in Wander Over Yonder, like, what happened to Dominator? What's about that monkey that's in space? Like, there's so much. But yeah, so that, only 3 seasons. And Starverse, I believe, was Starverse 3 or 4 seasons? I can't remember. I want to say it was probably 4. I think that, but even then, that show ended shittily. But my point being that, like, I hope this show can use its time wisely and space it out more. And I say that being someone who wanted it to speed up. And I mean this in a sense of Marcy apparently has the magic, whatever magic that's inside Anne that we've seen since the first episode. And, like, we've seen it in, I think, the second episode as well, when her eyes flash blue for, like, a second, and she's, like, super powered. It looks like Marcy lost that magic. Unless she can hold the jewel and still use it, like, it looks like whatever magic was inside Marcy was drained into the gem, and all I'm thinking now is, like, we're not going to get, like, to see what Marcy could do. Like, is Marcy and, like, all the Calamity gems pretty much the same as one another? Do each of them maybe have, like, their own power with them? And I'm like, I kind of want to know more about that. Like, that's what I kind of want to know, and I hope, like, you know, we don't lose that bit. Also, like, what happened, that's why, like, I hope this show knows how to pace itself, and it knows, yeah, we have 3 seasons, we need to space it out pretty well. Like, I hope there's not that many, like, filler episodes, even then, or, like, I guess not filler, but, like, I don't think the show has had too many quote-unquote filler episodes. The closest one, I think, was looking around in Newtopia, but Lost in Newtopia. But yeah, like, I hope it, I guess maybe that hotel one, maybe, I don't know. But, yeah, I hope it knows how to space itself out well, and we don't get something like Dipper and Pacifica's relationship, where it's like, oh, wow, like, these two seem to be, you know, having chemistry together. And, like, you know, we're seeing, like, a little bit, you know, them together and stuff like that. And then it ends with, like, oh, no, yeah, Pacifica kind of reverts back to how she was before that episode, or doesn't have any lines and is kind of just, like, a background character. It's basically like when you play Assassin's Creed and you romance one character, it's like, or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you romance one character, like, oh, yeah, let's get together, Eagle Bearer. And then, like, after that, like, they join your party, like, on your crew, and that's kind of it. Like, they're just a background character, and now there's nothing from them or anything else. I will say Valhalla probably did that better. But anyways, beside the point. But yeah, that's how that happened. I'm like, okay, alright, whatever. So, like, I hope this show doesn't fall down that same path of, like, that Gravity Falls did for that, or Star Versus did, where it's like, yes, we're having setup where Marco has moon symbols on his cheek, and he has his own evil-looking wand. And also the monster armor flashes in his mind when he's about to reach into this one other monster. And, like, all this stuff where it's like, oh my god, the setup is so good. What is it going to pay off? And it pays off to nothing, because none of it ever comes up or ever happens. And it's like, what? So I hope this show doesn't do that. I think maybe that, like, I hope Amphibia, because here's the thing. Amphibia is not my number 1 favorite cartoon, but it is one of my favorite ones. I had, like, at least 3rd space, coming up to 2nd, in the 2nd ring, I would say, because Ben 10 is in that 2nd ring, as well as, I can't remember what the other one was, but Ben 10's kind of in that 2nd ring, and then, like, Owl House is number 1 for right now. If Kipo was there, he'd probably above, but beside the point. I hope they get this done right. I hope they're able to make a satisfying ending, and they explain some more things. And then also the big reveal at the end is, yes, the new king is evil, and there's some eldritch terror being held down by technology. Because, like, they go down, and it's like, ancient Amphibia technology, it looks like. I'm like, alright, that's kind of cool. I love ancient civilization technology shit. I love that stuff. That stuff's freaking cool. And, like, he's like, soon, my lord, we will soon, my lord, you will rule, you will return, and the spell will be undone. And you see, like, multiple eyes open up on this large creature, and it's like, okay, what the hell is that? But, also that, they also brought up that, the revolution that Hop Pop started in, season 1, accidentally, is now slowly spreading to all the other countries, and are now basically like the Toad Lords that want to go to the king and like, look, this shit's happening. We gotta stop this. So again, we're seeing like the 3 factions, basically. The Newts, which are, I guess, the highest on the faction. Toads, which are the 2nd highest, but are the strong ones. And then Frogs, which are the, the weaker, small ones. Like, we see them kind of, we see like that plot line also starting to go forth as well. Which, again, I saw Star Versus try to do a war, and it didn't really work. I hope this show can do it better, which I do think the show probably will be able to do that better. again, my biggest questions are like, okay, we didn't get to see Marcy use any magic or use her glowing green eyes and stuff like that. Like, I feel like, I don't know, if someone point out that maybe if we have seen her do it, but like, I feel like one big thing that I want to know is like, what is that magic, and will Anne, Sasha, and Marcy be able to use that magic or like train it or hone it or something like that? One cool even theory someone brought up is that the magic sword, or the glowing sword that Anne has, the one that shines blue, that maybe the reason it shines blue is not just because like, oh, the light hits it and it makes it glow, is that the sword is channeling her magic, like the magic that's inside her, the calamity magic. So I hope it's something like that. Like, that'd be cool, and like maybe Sasha's pink blade might channel her red magic, but then again, it leaves Marcy of like, well, what about her magic? Especially because, again, basically, I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be another Marco Diaz, where it's like, they set up the moons on his cheeks, they set up him having his own magic wand design, and like, it looks evil, it doesn't look like, you know, kick butt, whatever, like Karate Kid. No, it looks evil. And then they also set up the monster arm returning, or like with that ominous thing, and then they don't pay it off. It's like, I don't want Anne's superpowers to be just like, I've made you look, or like whatever that magic is, to just be like, oh yeah, like, oh yeah, they have some power or something like that, but we're immediately going to take it away as they go to each temple. And it's like, no, I want to see more. I want to see that. I want to see what that magic is, what they can do, and like, maybe they use it, maybe they fight against the giant creature. I don't know, like, that's my whole thoughts on that. It looks like, obviously, whatever's tying the music box to them going home is also being tied to this giant creature, so the giant creature is kind of inevitable, and there will have to be, like, obviously, like, okay, what are we gonna do? Like, do we just abandon home? Which, again, this show does have a bigger stake of, yeah, there's a reason for Anne to want to go home. There's a bigger reason for, you know, other characters want to go home. Though I do feel like, and this is going to be just a guess, Sasha will not go home. Sasha will stay in Amphibia. That is my guess. My guess is her family life isn't all that great. She probably has he probably has a dad who either ran off and a mom who's probably not that great, and that's why Sasha's kind of a bully, but kind of not. My guess is Sasha, especially if the Toad guy is still alive by the end, she will stay there with basically her adoptive stepdad, or the frog guy. I feel like Marcy would probably go back. I feel like Anne would probably go back. I feel like Sasha would be the one that'll probably stay in Amphibia by the end. That's my prediction. And again, like I said, like, this show does at least better for Anne of like why she would want to go back. You know, she misses her mom and all this stuff. For me, like, watching the Owl House again, I'm like, there's no reason for Anne to go. There's no reason for Luz to go back. And again, some people will say, well, what about Camilla? Camilla tried to send her to a camp that literally the show itself said, yeah, it's, well, a camp to basically make her quote unquote normal. And where the first episode where that camp is said and told, Luz literally says, why can't I just be weird? And basically says to stay with Ida at the Owl House. And also, Luz has no friends or whatever in the human world, so there's no reason for her to want to go back. I don't know. I guess her mom, and she still loves her mom, but yeah, her mom is like, I don't know. Ida's a better mother. Hop again, and this Hop Hop is, you know, Anne's step grandpa. But again, I feel I'm more like, okay, that's family. They're family. And like, I feel like that's more along the lines of, okay, even if Anne goes back and obviously, you know, you guys are still my family, stuff like that. This, I'm just like, Luz, you have a better, you'd have better life experience. Basically, it's the, okay, sorry, I'm going to other shit now again, but basically, Luz staying in the Boiling Isles is so much better for her, I think, and her future. She has her girlfriend, or possible, soon-to-be girlfriend, Amity. She has her friends that because she hasn't had friends in, like, I don't know how long, but she has her friends. She has her stepmother. She has her little brother, King. Like, she has a future of becoming a witch. Hell, like, again, like, I want to bring up Gravity Falls again. Gravity Falls, like, it's like, well, should Dipper go back home with, Mabel? No! He shouldn't. He should stay in Gravity Falls with Ford, or go with Ford on his adventures, because that's what Dipper wanted to do. Learn about magic and all that other shit, and, like, explore and be a paranormal investigator. That was his dream, and he had to give it up because, well, we have to stick together, Dipper. Mabel. We have to stick together, Dipper. Even though Mabel throughout the entire series has been trying to get a boyfriend, which I just quick guess, if she does get a boyfriend and they do get married, they're going to move out in their own house and not bring Dipper along. Oh my god, Gravity Falls annoyed the hell out of me. That episode annoyed the hell out of me, and Mabel annoyed the fuck out of me. Beside the point. Basically, unlike, let's say, mind you, for the Owl House, I don't see that as a negative. I see that as a positive, because that just shows how much better of a mother Ida is. And also how much better of a living situation the Boiling Isles is for Luz than Earth. Which, mind you, the Boiling Isles is the one that has monsters that wanted to eat her, it has a fairy that wanted to eat her skin. Yet somehow that is a better place to live than Earth. Just saying. But Amphibia does set up the idea of, okay, I have to go home. I have to see my family. I have to... So all this stuff. Like, Amphibia sets that up better, or gives more of a reason for that than these other shows have. And that's good writing. But also, again, like, I hope the whole reason why Luz kind of doesn't have that kind of feeling towards it is because at least the way I see it, though, I hope the Owl House one is feeling more, because, like, yeah, there is no reason for her to go back. Yeah, she'll probably see her mom, say, like, hi, how you doing? Yeah, like, I'm alive, all this stuff. But I want to go live with I want to go live with stepmom Ida. I want to live with stepmom on the Boiling Isles. In either case. The show's good. It's at least picking up. Biggest concerns. I want to see what the magic powers are. I hope they're not just written off. Like, okay, yeah, the magic was inside you guys, but now it's drained into these gems, and that's it. Like, I hope we see Anne and Sasha use their magic. I hope we don't just see it being drained out of them, and, like, we never get an explanation for it, or we never see what they could actually do. This is the worst thing a show can do, is either have good setup with no payoff, or have such good potential and squander it. Starverse being the prime example with Marco. Also, Voltron, with them never having Keith step up to become the leader and having Shiro keep coming back. God, I'm just mad now. But thank you so much for watching. For two videos I've done, links are on my Facebook down there. So check out my videos. Let me check one more thing. Temple Drain Magic, Eldritch Terror in the basement, Giant Game chessboard. Oh yeah, Sprig didn't like being made into a pawn. He's like, I don't like this game after a pawn gets killed. Yeah. See you later.